Today we're visiting a new fiefdom of Gondor, and also revisiting another one we already know, for some expansion. Inspired by the fiefdom's collaboration video from Windrush Wargamers, today we dive in Ringlo Vale. Ringlo Vale, also known as the Chillflood Vale, was a small but proud fiefdom of Gondor located in the southern foothills of the White Mountains, quite close to Lamedon and Dol Amroth. The vale was named after the cold river Ringlo, whose waters flowed down from the snowfields of the mountains. Though not among Gondor's largest regions, the people of Ringlo Vale were known for their loyalty and steadfast service to the realm. During the War of the Ring, the Lord of the Ringlo Vale sent his son, Dervarin, to answer Gondor's call. Dervarin led 300 foot soldiers to Minas Tirith, arriving before the Great Battle of the Pelennor Fields. These men marched on foot from their distant homeland, demonstrating the courage and dedication of Gondor's western fiefs, joining the defenses of the city despite their humble origin and their little to none war experience. To represent these troops, I used Rangers of Gondor as a base, making 12 total soldiers, 4 of them with spear, 4 with bow, and 4 with sword. The conversions were quite simple, using some Minas Tirith soldier heads, so I will tie them up to the Gondor tradition, and also make them stand out from normal rangers. For the color scheme, again I was inspired by the already mentioned video and the concept art from the Hobbit movies, where I remember an image that I believe was Gideon and some Dale warriors that had burgundy and red clothing with brass armor. I really liked that color palette in those pics and in the video, and I thought it was a great idea to use it here as well. Besides the 12 warriors, I thought that I needed someone to lead them. It's obvious. So I took another 2 rangers to make a little command group, starting with a banner bearer. The conversion again was super simple, just gave him a helmet like the rest of his peers, and I expanded his spear so he could hold the banner, which I did with leftover pieces that I had in my bits box, and then the banner was given to him after painting was done, being painted before gluing it into place and varnishing and so on. Besides the banner bearer, I needed to make Dervarin. It wouldn't be right otherwise. Using a pretty commanding post ranger as a base, I swapped his left arm completely from the shoulder with a peribit. I gave him a shield from Minas Tirith and a leftover Theoden and helmeted head, which makes the conversion super simple but yet extremely effective at the same time. The left arm was changed to give it a more logical position for his shield, and the right hand stood as it was, since it made sense as it was. I doubted for a while on how to paint the shield, since I thought first about just painting it as a regular Gondor one, but in the end I just decided to match the colors of the rest of the troops, which I think it ended up being the right decision to make. Here you have them all together, ready to walk to Minas Tirith and help during the siege. The fate in the battle is, to my understanding, unknown. So I think that their fate should be now in our hands. Besides this, I got my hands on some decals for shields and banners, which I have never used before, and I was curious to try them out. For my first experience, and being these the reason I bought them, I started applying them on my Pinnath Gelin soldiers that you have seen in a previous video. I made some more off camera so I could match the numbers between the shield and sword soldiers, giving me total 16 soldiers once they were done. I applied 2 decals per shield, one with the tree on Gondor, the other one a bit different depending on the soldier. And after I was done with it, I went with a coat of varnish on top of the decals that I applied with brush, And these are the final results. For this being the first time I work with decals, I am very happy with how they look, I have to say. It was a quite easy process that, you just need to be a bit careful, but otherwise it was very easy to do and the results are great. I am very happy with how they look, as I said, and I don't think it will be the last time I use them. That's for sure. But I will say that by now, you should know me a little bit. I kinda got carried away, again, for the surprise of no one. In a lot of peri-miniature bits I got secondhand, I found a bunch of medieval knights on foot and on horse, with a lot of different other pieces. And after staring at them for some long 30 seconds, I decided to make some Pinnath Gelin knights. The inspiration was, obviously, the knights in the Age of the Ring mod, with their green clothing and very medieval look. The appearance I could do for them was not that easy to follow or to match, so what I did was to give them some more individual looks similar to Crusader Knights, but keeping the overall aesthetic together. I wanted them to feel unique, but at the same time tied to the place they come from. Their shields also got decals from the ones I got, making the design of the shields different in all of them, so they will look similar but different enough, as I said. I started making the 6 dismount versions, one of them with a banner, painting them according to the color scheme from the other troops. The bits used are all from the Perry Miniatures bits box I got, and I believe that all of their bits come from either the normal Knights, Foot Knights box, or the Knights that they have that are Crusader looking. After this was done, I found 6 broken down Rohan horses. So I fixed them and gave them a base, and I reused them for my 6 riders. Again, one of them with a banner, the rest of them with lance and shield, which allows me to use them as regular Gondor knights in-game, while keeping their unique looks. I have to say, I absolutely love these ones, especially considering the fact that they are made completely from leftover pieces, which I bought very cheap, and they are allowing me to make such a unique force, which I love doing. But wait, we're not done. Of course we're not. Lastly, I found some more pieces that I had laying around, and I made a mounted Heirloin. It was only fair. Yeah, I'm sorry. I took another Rohan horse, Perry Miniatures legs, using a Minas Tirith torso and shield, and a Perry Knight's left arm. Lastly, my last Theoden unhelmeted head, and a Warrior of the Dead sword, just because it looked bigger and different from the normal Gondor ones, and I just liked how it looks. It gives it a very commanding pose. So here you see, here is the cavalry all together, ready to ride and fight with their lord in the Pelennor and join the forces made in the other video. I am very happy with this. It is less fiefdoms that we have left to complete, but I'm already working or thinking on the ones we have. If you have any ideas or suggestions related to this or any other faction in the game, please leave them in the comments and I will be happy to consider and see what I can do with them. I love to get inspiration from different people, and if you guys have any idea, I would love to hear from you. Until then, I will leave you here. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe if you will consider it, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers!